Hey guys, Maddie from Section 80 here. So I'm going to give you guys some first impressions on the new Kanye West album, The Life of Pablo. So I just got back from the theater showing in St. Louis of the Yeezy Season 3, which of course had the new album, where you play the new album for the first time. And yeah, so I want to give some first impressions on it, because I will say first and foremost, these are just impressions. These are not final opinions. I will have an official review out whenever the album officially comes out. Like a few days after, or even the day of. Who knows? But yeah, I will. This is first impressions. These opinions are not absolute. This is what I thought at the time when I was watching this or listening to this. So, it's good. I will say it's good. I liked it. However, I do have my reservations, but I do want to get the good out of the way because I know. Well, let's hear the good. Production's incredible. It's great. I was nodding my head at the theater, like for the most part. It was, again, production. Production is real good, but with a Kanye album, it's like bad production. I mean, I'm sorry. Bad production and Kanye, they don't really mix. Even on like some of the 2015 stuff I didn't like from Kanye, the production definitely wasn't the worst part. It was still good, but like, not to the normal level. So I feel like this album, it definitely improves in production. I mean, I was not the biggest fan of like All Day's production or even Only One's production, if I'm getting a little nitpicky, but the production here is great. I really, really enjoy it. However, I do have some criticisms, I guess. Right, first impressions, I can only really think of like just the production's really good. There's some songs here that are great. Let me go through the track list real quick. I gotta go to Kanye's Twitter real quick and try my best to figure out the track list, because he said the first song during the theater showing. I should talk about the theater showing. It was interesting. It's a bunch of models wearing homeless clothing. Yeah, it was a bunch of like models wearing homeless clothing, looking very blank and motionless. Like, okay, like I think I saw like instructions, like the instructions that the models are given on Twitter, like basically act like you're the only person in the room and you're just standing still and you're empty. So yeah. But track list wise, let's see. Ultralight beams. There's definitely some unexpected stuff that I did not expect at all. Chance on ultralight beams. That was awesome. I was very, very happy to hear him on there, and he was great. Father Stretch My Hands. Kanye was saying it was like really emotional, and it wasn't as emotional like as I expected. Because when he says like, I cried, making the song, I was like, oh, okay, this is some 808 shit, and it wasn't. I mean, maybe I don't cry to music, so hey, I still think there's some emotional stuff, but I feel like it's definitely like I gotta listen to it. I also feel like the track listing here, I'm looking at the track listing right now. I think there's some stuff that's like, okay, that works. But I'm trying to remember. I think it's like, I just got back and I don't remember the order of the album completely because because he kind of played the song and pause, next song. But yeah, I enjoyed it. But let me get into my criticisms. Lyrically, well, Kanye has never always had the best lyrics. I mean, there's certain albums, or I mean, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, that has some great lyrics. But, I mean, and of course, a lot of people say Yeezus is his worst album lyrically, and I would agree. Even though Yeezus is my favorite Kanye album, I think just generally the production, the general energy he had, made up for the lyrics. It had a certain punk vibe to it, where I was like, okay, I'm willing to forgive this. The Life of Pablo does not have this punk energy to it. It's a very, I mean, Kanye described it as like a gospel album, basically. And so some of there's some lyrics here that I'm like, okay, there's some lyrics and there's some flows where I'm like, I'm really questioning Kanye. I'm like, oh man, I don't know. Some stuff was like, that was funny, but like maybe that was a little too corny. And of course that's Kanye, but there is definitely some groan-worthy lines, and some of the delivery was off. It just kind of felt like, it felt very recent. I mean, of course, he was still working. I mean, even like the day or before this premiered, he was still working on the album. But yeah, Lyrically, I was definitely not impressed or really impressed. It was like, okay, I'll probably need to let me get some more listens to really evaluate the lyrics, vocals, and then the flows. Yeah, give me some more listens, but I definitely was just kind of like, okay then. Production's still great. I think Kanye again. Kanye. Okay, let me say, Kanye has a certain charm about him where I'm willing to forgive him not being the most technical rapper ever, but that only goes so far. And that album was definitely kind of pushing that charm a little like away. But yeah. Also, Frank Ocean on Wolves? Like what? What? I was in the theater. I was freaking out. Like, holy shit! Is that Frank Ocean? Like, what? Where is he been? He's been, I guess he's been out. I'm speechless. I'm seriously speechless because I was waiting for because the Wolves. It's a different version because Kanye's parts were like in the beginning where it's like just like the original version was, and then it has Kanye rapping like he has a verse down like okay, and then it kind of breaks down, then it kind of comes back, and Frank Ocean's there. Like what? There's no Sia. So Sia and Vic Mensa were cut for Frank Ocean, and I'm totally okay with that. Even though Sia is an incredible vocalist, Vic Mensa and fucking no, I actually could talk about like Vince Mensa because like after he got done playing the album, he played like some songs, and one of them was like some new Vic Mensa, and like it played right after a new Thug song, and for people who go on Section E, you know I'm not the biggest fan of Young Thug. I think generally he makes kind of boring music, but I really enjoyed that Young Thug song that played during Yeezy Season 3. I really enjoyed it. And then to play Vic Mensa's mediocre ass right afterwards. Come on, man. It's like, Dad. I saw a joke on Twitter. It was like, Dad, let me play some stuff on the aux cord too. Don't let Young Thug just get the shine. Come on, Dad. Okay, but yeah. Also, The Weeknd. God, I'm sure what song. It's either Feedback or FML. But The Weeknd is great on that song. He is fantastic. He sounded so great. It was just like, but yeah, I definitely want to give this album a few more listens because I don't want to completely judge it because I think it definitely. I mean, with all Kanye albums, you can't judge it like right away. There's definitely some stuff that I'm like, yeah, let me get some re-listens to fully evaluate it. But I will say I liked it. I don't know if I've said this yet, but let me get the controversial opinion out of the way. So around at least a little after All Day, so probably like a few months after All Day, I think I wrote on Twitter saying that I'm afraid that this could be Kanye's worst album. This is before Real Friends, and this is before No More Parties in LA. I said that I was fearful that this could be Kanye's worst album, and that fear is kind of still there. This might be Kanye's worst album. It's still good. People, don't. Before you click that dislike button, before you write in Section A, like, what the heck's wrong with you? It's like, hey, this might be his worst album. It's still good, though. I mean, Kanye's worst is better than most artists' best. So, I mean, take that as a compliment. But there was definitely more questionable stuff where I'm like, okay, yeah, this is not like... I mean, this is, again, according to Kanye, this is supposed to be like one of the greatest albums ever made. And I'm like, this is not even like your fourth or fifth best album. I mean... I don't know. Definitely, that opinion, by the way, again, like I said, impressions. We'll see whenever I re-listen to it, whenever I get my digital download of the album, whenever that comes out. Hopefully tonight. Who knows? I feel like maybe they probably do, like, sample clearance, but I don't know. But I will say that The Life of Pablo is definitely a good album. It's definitely worth listening to whenever it's available. Hopefully, people who all went to the theaters to go see Yeezy Season 3 or the title stuff, hopefully they had a good time. And, yeah, we'll see you guys later. Bye.